Well, once again, I'm sure that many of us may have seen or have heard what had happened late last night in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, as a result of another police involved shooting, which resulted in a suspect being fatally shot and wounded by a police officer earlier in the day, who was reported to have been pulled over by this police officer, who we now know is a 6-year veteran of the force, and who was also reported to have been wearing a police body camera at the time of yesterday's incident. We now know that the suspect's name is Seville Smith, age 23, of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, who was pulled over by this police officer, and when being pulled over refused to cooperate in attempting to run from this police officer with the weapon in hand. We know that this officer was reported to have ordered Seville to drop his weapon, and in refusal to do so, resulted in Smith, age 23, being fatally shot and wounded twice by this police officer. As a result of this shooting, many demonstrators began to gather in the north side of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where many of whom became extremely violent and began vandalizing and looting local businesses, where it was also reported that 6 businesses were completely destroyed by fire, including a bank and a gas station. We received the word that at least 3 demonstrators were arrested, and 1 police officer was slightly injured by a flying brick. However, though we do know that this police officer is expected to be okay according to sources. Again, we also received word that police officers reported to have been shot at. However, though no police officers were wounded in yesterday's melee last night in Milwaukee, it was also reported that firemen were reported to have come under attack by some of these demonstrators when attempting to put out some of these fires as a result. We also received the word that people were forcefully removed from their vehicles and were beaten up by some of these demonstrators, again as a result of last night's large gathering there in the north side of Milwaukee. Again, with all that's going on, we now know that Governor Scott Walker has activated the National Guard to further assist the Milwaukee Police Department in the event of further civil unrest as a result of last night's incident. However, though we do know that officials of Milwaukee are pleading for calm after this shooting that sparked the violence there in Milwaukee, we see that people are now gathering to clean up the neighborhood as a result of last night's violent demonstration. And again, now we do know that the National Guard has been activated to further assist the police. No state of martial law has been declared as of yet, but we know that we are getting closer to that day.